Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Crochet Flower Workshop. And today we'll be doing a beautiful flower called Poppy, and I'll show you how it looks like. But before that, this is what I'm using the material today. This is the Zuki Ami Cotton 4 ply 100% mercerized 4 ply cotton yarn, and this is very soft actually. This is cotton, but then the mixture of cotton and mercerized cotton is actually soft while using during the flower making. I'm using the 3.5 crochet needle with this one, and if you feel that you want to use 3 crochet needle, then you can go ahead and use that. So it depends really on your hand grip and how you are holding your stitch, how you are holding your pattern, how you are keeping it tight or loose. So it depends on that. If you feel like 3.5 is okay, you can use that. Otherwise 3 is also fine. I'm using this stitch marker because whenever you are making a flower, it is recommended to use the stitch marker because of the counting of the stitch and the pattern, how it looks like. So this is the material. Now I'll show you what is the flower which we'll be doing today. So this is the poppy flower which we'll be making today, and this particular flower I have made with the acrylic yarn. You see the thread looks little woolen kind because of the acrylic nature, and we have used 2.5 crochet needle to make this one because of the pattern. And once we'll start, you will know the exact reason why we have used the lesser hook size, because we want this to be intricate, we want this to be closely knitted. And as we will go and start making the flower, you will notice the gaps will soon it will be visible, and to avoid those gaps we have used a little thinner hook. So it's up to you if you want to use 3.5 or 3 or 2.5. Anything works for you. If it works for your hand, anything works for you. So this is the flower, and you see there is this very big petal, and in this one flower it has 3 big petals, and in the center we have the stamens. This also will be covered. I'll tell you how to make these. It has 3 big petals, and it has total 5 rounds. It just starts from the center and it goes like this, and the shape is a little different, not like the other petal. The shape is a little different part. So this is the poppy flower with 3 big petals, and the leaves, of course, will do the leaf part also. So let's start with this one. I am using this color. This is actually little rusty orange kind of color, and let's start the flower making. So let's begin making a poppy flower and petal number 2. So we'll start with the basic slip knot, and if you are not aware with the slip knots and the basics one, you can always go back and check my channel for back to basics episodes, where I have shown already how to make a slip knot, how to make magic circle, how to make chains, SC, DC, HDC and TC. So these are the basics ones, so you can always go back and check the basics. So let's start with the slip knot, and this is the shortest way of doing the slip knot without the needle, so that you get a perfect loop kind of structure. And then let's just quickly start the petal starting. After slip knot, let's do the round one, which is chain 8. Now every time I make chain, I make sure that my chains are having equal gaps, and it should not be like, the one chain is different than the other. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 chains I have made already. Let's go back and reverse. Let's go back in reverse order. The round 2 will start with 2 HDC first. So 1 HDC, and I'm here using 3.5 needle like I said, but because if you feel that you can't handle too much gap in the petals, you can always go back and use 3 and I might change my needle in second round to 3 needle, because I feel the gaps are actually, it'll be bigger from round 2 onwards. So I'll just quickly make round 1 and then I'll change my needle. So yeah, 2 HDCs are done, and then let's go back and make 2 DCs, which means 1 in each, and that's how you are getting your shape. Because like I said, it is not a regular petal. The petal will show a very different kind of broad structure. So to give that structure, we are using, a different kind of layers. We are putting the layers. After 2 DC, let's do 2 increase triple crochet, which means 2 time wrapping, and then go between the V's, come out, do the triple crochet. You have to basically come out 3 times, and since it is increase, which means one more, I get to do it in the same stitch. Now while making this poppy flower, I am also reviewing the yarn, because this is how you can actually notice how your yarn is behaving. It should not be like, the threads should not split. It should not be like overwhelmingly loose while you're making, because while you continuously, when you wrap it up and come out again and again, it gets loose on the way. So I don't want that, and nobody wants it actually. So I'm also reviewing. So once this petal is complete, once it is completed, then I might I might give you actual review of this yarn. Might not be better for the flower maybe, or maybe just for the bag, or maybe it is just too perfect to make a flower. So yeah, let's go back. So after 2 increase triple crochet, let's do one more, because we have made 1 and then it said 2 increase triple crochet, so 2 times you have to do it, which means you will have 4 triple crochet at the end of this side, round 1 only, since the other side also have to do the same pattern. So this is how almost done half portion. And now let's do in the last one, we have 5 HDC. So you see the very last stitch, I'll show you a little bit. This is how the last stitch right after the slip knot, and I'll be doing HDC in the same. And I'm not sure that, because of the 3.5 needle, it gets sometimes tricky to do same stitch in the same way you are doing multiple stitches. So there is a high chance that the gap gets increased, but that's okay. That's the pattern. I have made 3 already. I am still doing 4, and then the last one. And if you have followed my page, you might have seen the petals. Whenever we are hiding the tail nicely, because the tail is what you have a perfect chance right now only to hide these tail along with the pattern when you follow, because otherwise it will be just hanging around behind, and then there is another task to just hide the tail. So just better to use this one, this opportunity to hide this tail along with this pattern. So yeah, as you can see, it looks like a little, I think a shrimp, or I think I don't know what shape it is, but then yeah, it's the initial part is cute. Okay, so this part is done, this side is done. Let's move on and complete the other side. And like any petal, we are using the single thread. Now here I actually received so many questions that when we go to the other side, do we have to take double? Because when you tilt it like this, you will see the V's are coming here. But then this is what many people skip the part. You have to actually take only single thread here. So let's continue to make the other side. Let's start with 2 increased triple crochet, which means 2 time again, and I'm inserting in the first one along with the tail thread. Now again 4 threads, and then 3 time. Yeah, so one more time I have to do in the same stitch. So that is one increased triple crochet, but then we have to do one more. So in the next stitch, again along with the tail thread, this is actually a better way to hide this tail. You don't have to worry about cutting it and sewing it later. It gets perfectly mingled with the pattern, so it's actually very good to do it right now. Yeah, so 2 increased triple crochets are done, and let's move on and make 2 double crochet, which means just 1 in each. Again, I'm taking my tail thread. Make sure your hands are tight. Like I said, the gaps will soon increase, and you don't want to see the gaps from the beginning. So it will come eventually, but then as far as you can avoid. So 2 DCs are done, then 2 HDCs, again single thread, and then tail. HDC is the middle child, I would say, and one more. Right, now do a slip stitch in the very intersection. Now you see, this is my first round complete, and if you can see here, this is where the next round will start, because this is where I can see my V's are forming up from this side, and then this is where under the V I will start making round 2. But then before that I have this one, this T-shaped junction, I have this thread, so I will use this part to make a slip stitch to reach over here. So I'll just simply do a slip stitch, and I am at the center of the round 1 petal. Now you can see the shape. Now it's clearly visible that the shape is forming not like a regular petal. It looks like, a really cute centerpiece. We have the crown portion at the middle because of the 5 HDC we have done in the center, and on either side, both the sides, we have the triple crochet, that too in increased way to get the maximum the width. And then at the bottom we have HDCs and DCs to complete the formation in this shape. So you can see the shape is quite very interesting, because this is how it will bigger and bigger as you go along in round 2 and 3. And of course we'll be using the wire so that it stays like that. And I have hidden almost more than half of my tail, so I can actually cut it. So I'll just cut the tail part so that it doesn't get in the way. And here I am at my slip stitch. Now let's continue round 2, and round 2 is finished, right? Let's continue to do round 3. Now before you start round 3, I will do 1 chain, and then after 1 chain, let's start with 2 HDC first. Now like I said, I showed this is the V and where I'm starting, so it's 2 HDC, which means 1 in this one. So here I am at round 2 with my new 3mm needle. I'm taking this 3mm needle just to see that how it goes, because it's very important to understand your yarn while you're making a pattern. It is very important to see that the yarn is not splitting up, it is behaving well. So now let's begin round 3. Like I said, 2 HDC, which means 1 in each, and I think so far good. Again, next 1 HDC in the next one. Now let's just pick up our pace. After that, 2 DC. So after 2 DC, let's go to 3 triple crochet. Now this will be 1 in each, so 2 times I'm taking, and then 3 triple crochet. Now this will give you exact the gaps which I was talking about, because now it is individually, one in each, so that gives you the gap, which you can easily avoid by just pushing it more closer. After 3 triple crochet, 2 I have done, one more I have to do, and this is where you need to keep it little tight now, because now it will be more gap formation will happen. But then we'll just have to use your fingers to adjust the pattern, because sometimes it happens while you're making it, it goes somewhere tight, somewhere loose, like that. After 3 triple crochet, let's do 4 TC in 1. So 4 triple crochet in the next one, which means again 2 times, and then 1 triple crochet, then one more, 2, and then the next one, last one, no, third one, 3, and then last one, 4. Now by doing this, you might fill the gap which was created earlier. So this is how your pattern will look like so far. So whatever the gaps was created over here, by making 4 TC in one stitch, it is now adjusted. So always see your pattern where it is going. Whenever you are making it, just use your fingers to adjust the thread, because sometimes it goes on either side and you feel like, the gaps are really creating a mess like that. So to avoid those things, just keep having, just talk to your pattern. Just have your way with it, like adjust the thread with your fingertips. After 4 TC in 1, let's do 2 double crochet. Now we have the next stitch, 2 DC, which means 1 in each, and this makes us reach at the center of the pattern. Now every time you're making this, always look for the center spine. This is the spine, and right above the spine you will have your centerpiece. So in the round 1 we have made 5 HDCs over here, but this time we will be doing 5 DCs in the center. Now this V comes exactly in the center, exactly above the spine. So let's do 5 DC in the center. So my 5 DCs are done, and we are towards on the other side. Let's follow the same sequence what you have followed over this side. So here I have completed round 3, and I am back at the center right above the spine. I did the last slip stitch so that I can reach at the center. After this, we'll be inserting the wire for round 4, and prepare a wire of about 22 to 23 centimeter, but then 1-2 centimeter wouldn't hurt if you cut it extra. So this is the wire I'm taking. It's little golden, and it is 0.5 mm wire thickness. These are the craft wire and are easily available near the craft shop or the gift store. So yeah, so let's start, and let's just use the wire for the round 4. For round 4, you need to simply just insert one end of the wire into the thread which is there on the needle, and this hold just like the way you are holding the petal, because you need to take your wire along with the pattern, right? So just take and be careful, because it might slip off that way. Let's start the round 4, and we'll begin with 2 HDCs first. So we'll begin with the very first V here. Since this is the portion where we have done the slip stitch, so I am using the very next stitch here. This is my next stitch, so I am using it by doing a simple HDC. So 1 HDC in the first V, and then one more HDC in the next V. After that, 3 DC in the next 3 stitches. Every time I'm taking the wire along with the pattern, so that it gets hidden under the stitches. So you have to be careful while you're taking it out. This is how the wire will actually be hidden over the V's under the pattern. So this is how you have to carry on. and the next pattern will be after the 3 DC, which I have done only 2. Let me do one more, and then 3 DCs are done. Now from here 2 DC in 1, which means we are doing 1 DC increase. So in one stitch only you have to make 2 DC. From round 4 onwards we are actually giving it more pattern, we are giving it more curve, so that the shape of the petal will actually, it will turn to form the shape what we desire. So after this 1 DC increase, let's do it 2 triple crochet increase in 3. So in the next 3 stitches you have to make 2 triple crochet in each. So I have reached at the center and I have done 5 HDC this time towards the center, and I'll show you now what I have done on this side so that you can just follow on the other side. And after doing 5 HDC at the center, we'll begin with 2 DC increase in 4, so 2 in the next 4, and then just continue to make. After 4 DC increase in 2 DC increase in the next 4 stitches, let's do 1 triple crochet increase, which means you have to do 1 triple crochet in the next one and then 1 more in the same. That's 1 increase. I'm still finding it okay, the thread, my honest review, but I will give this review after the pattern is completed. After 1 TC increase, let's do 3 TC in 1, which means in one stitch you have to make 3 triple crochet. After that 2 triple crochet increase in 3, so in the next 3 stitches you have to make 2 triple crochet for the next 3 stitches. After 2 triple crochet increase in 3, let's do 2 DC in 1. So we are about to complete round 4. That's 1 DC. Let's do 1 more DC in the same stitch. After that 3 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, so 1 in each. And now I can see the wire is getting shorter because it is taking more space because of the gaps between the threads, but then it's okay because it's gonna be attached to the stem. Now after 3 DC, let's do 2 HDC, so half double crochet, and just keeping the wire away for now because after this we have to do the slip stitch, and of course we'll have to take the wire also. So I'm just pulling it a little bit this side so that I have enough space, and I have this one last stitch left in the center, so I'll be doing a slip stitch. And your round 4 with wire is completed. Now you can see the shape is coming quite okay, quite fine, and this is how overall the shape will look like. It will not be little similar to the other petals, but it is more like it has a wide gap here, and from the top we have done 5 HDCs and 5 DCs. Because of that the length is a little shorter, but then on the sides you see it is expanding like this way. So this is the 4th petal. This is the round 4, and now after this we'll be doing round 5, and round 5 will be the last round to give it a more natural frill like structure, as I have shown you earlier in the poppy flower. So this is a different kind of poppy where you can always stop at the center and then always, you know, make a petal like this and make it a smaller petal, smaller flower. But then, so let's do round 5, and we'll begin with chain 1, and this time don't worry, you don't have to carry forward the wire is only for round 4, because we need the sturdiness just after the frills, which will come now in round 5. So round 5 will begin with standing chain 1 and then 4 SC. So directly start with the next V you see and make 4 SC. After that, 1 HDC and 1 DC in one stitch only. So we are making 2 stitches in this one next V only. So 1 HDC in the next and then 1 DC in the same. After that, 1 DC and 1 triple crochet increase in same. So in the next stitch we'll be doing 1 DC and then 2 triple crochet in the same stitch. So total 3 stitches you will get it here in the next single stitch. So guys, after reaching round 5, this is how my petal looks like, and I feel it is quite big, but then the poppy flower itself is a big flower. So I'm just finishing off with round 5, and this is what I have to do: 3 HDC in the last, then 4 SC and then slip stitch. We'll fasten off the thread. So I have done already 1 HDC. Let's do one more HDC in the next one. And now I can actually show you the pattern, how it has turned out. It has all the frills, and you know, without the wire we are getting all the frills at the last because of too much increase and too many increases. After HDC, let's just do 4 SC, simple 4 SC. So now for the assembly of the petals, I have all the petals ready, and I have prepared 3 petals. Now it's up to you if you want to keep it like 4 petals, and if you want to keep like all the same size. I wanted to make it a little bigger and then 2 smaller, and likewise. So 3 petals I have prepared. Now let's prepare this centerpiece, the stamen portion. So basically it's a stamen portion, and you have to wrap a wire. Now take a piece of wire. This will be approximately 15 centimeter, and then start wrapping using a different color. So I'm using this color combination. For this one you can choose any color. If you're making poppy with a yellow color, so you can choose yellow color, just like I made the previous one. This one I made in a very neon kind of yellow. It's partial yellow, and the thread is also acrylic thread. So this one I used, so I used the red color stamens. So that is the reason I am using this color combination for this color of poppy petals. So to make the stamen, you just take a piece of wire and you just have to simply start wrapping, and the wrapping should be very neat, because otherwise if you are overlapping it will be very much, you know, uneven. So wrapping, there is no fixed process, it's just simply wrapping. No rocket science in the wrapping portion. So my way of wrapping is like, I just keep wrapping till I get a bunch of roll, and then you squeeze it down and then adjust from the bottom. Everybody has a different way of wrapping things. This one gives me a nice finish. See, and until you have a you know, the amount of roll which you want to fold, right? So for example, a little bit more, I think. If you notice, I am not using any glue right now, because after that anyway I'll have to use it. Now I got a desired, this is how I got. Now definitely we need to attach the thread using the glue. Now from here, hold it the opposite way. Fix your tail thread inside. And then I'm using this all fix glue because for smaller items and the items which are very tiny or very small, I feel this tube actually works better. But if you are attaching the petal itself, you might want to use the glue gun because that actually works better way. And just keep wrapping, not overlapping, just simply one after another. Okay, so all 3 stamens are ready, and this is how it looks like. I have prepared one small, 2 big, because I'll be putting over this stick. It's like a random. So this is how the starting point. So you have to take the flower stick first and then just simply see the position where you want to keep this. And since the leaf of this flower is darker in green, so I'll be using a darker green thread to wrap around this flower stick. So this is the thread I'll be using. Now we'll begin the attachment, the assembly from the starting point. So this is the starting point, and a simple basic tying, because I want to keep it secure. And then we'll start applying the glue and then continue to wrap till the end of your flower stick. Just 2-3 times will work. Yeah, so now at least this portion is secured. Now slowly start attaching the petals. So this is my first petal, which I'll be putting it inside the front one. And don't worry about the threads which is coming out of the petals, because anyway everything's gonna be covered under this wrapping. So this is the first petal. So this first attachment is done, and let's join the second one. So this is the second petal, and since I have made 3 petals, so you need to keep it alternatively, and then later you can adjust the alignment of your petals. It's okay if you feel like it's coming directly opposite of that, but then it's okay. So everything, just put it down and then start wrapping this way. And now again 2 more rounds are done. Now let's attach the third petal. So this is my third petal, and just like the first 2 petals, keep this in the center and make sure the front side of the petal is inside. Okay, I know it's gonna be a little bit challenging over here, but then once you start wrapping, everything will, you know, adjust on its own. Just make sure that you are covering the wire and the threads which are coming out from the petal, because we don't want to see the wire coming out. It should not be visible. That is the only catch. A little bit thicker portion at the top, because all of the petals are attached along with the wire, so it's natural that the top level will be thick. And then keep rolling. My stem is actually too big, but I wanted to keep it big, that's the reason. So this is it. I have finished attaching the leaves. Also, I have finished the wrapping portion, and when you attach the leaf, you will feel a little thickness over here, but that's totally okay. It's natural. The stick is never too straight. So whenever, just a tip, whenever you are wrapping, just try to do it one after the other and no overlapping. That way you will get very fine and very straight wrapping across the stick. So the poppy flower is done, and the stamen is also fixed. All the petals are also done. This is how it looks like. And if you want a detail of the pattern and how to make the petals big or small, how to change the variation, and how to attach and assemble everything, and also to make the leaf of the poppy, you can always join our workshop, and you can DM us to get the link or the detail about the workshop. So this was about how to make the poppy. Thank you so much, guys, and if you haven't subscribed the channel Studio Eclectic, please do that, and also click on the bell icon to see the regular updates. I'll see you very soon with another tutorial on a very beautiful next flower, or maybe a plushie toy. So I'll see you next. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Bye bye.